Like, it's a BS call. Everything about it, top to bottom, everything. The rule, the way it's written. And he came back and actually read the actual rule on air. And head scratcher, man. Head scratcher. They had a lot more shots on goal than you did, though. But damn it, when your captain's down, when one of your best players is down, when you're scrambling in a series and the deck's stacked against you, you need some frickin' breaks. You need calls like that to be overturned. Now, I know you can't review it and call a penalty. You can take the goal away, though. You can take the goal away. That's legal. So don't call the show and say, you can't review it, Zolak. You can't take away a penalty. Or you can't add a penalty to review.
No, you can disallow the goal.
You can disallow the goal, period. So don't try those calls today. They got hosed. They got hosed big time. They needed that. They needed that. Sorry, they did. When you're down guys and you're scrambling, and you're squeezing the stick and your goalie's trying to save, twice to 3 times as many shots as the other guy has to, Bobrovsky, and who wasn't seeing things great early in that game. This one stuck with me last night. I texted you guys. Normally I don't get that attached to the other sports when it's going. I enjoy it. I enjoy the ride in that. This is like the Patriots getting freaking hosed to me yesterday. This one stuck with me. I was pissed last night, and it normally doesn't factor in for me that way. But man, you felt like they had it in for you. It really did. And I hate doing that about the refs. You didn't catch a freaking break. How about the Lindholm one? Interference on what? What is that interference on? When he laid out Kachuk? What the hell's that? I'm more pissed at that one than the goal that was allowed. You should be angry today if you're a Bruins fan. You got hosed yesterday. Sorry.
Is this game about the goal? Let's hear from Jim Montgomery after the game, what he had to say about this and what Toronto had to say after reviewing the play.
Jim, where's your faith in the league that they'll make the right call on such a pivotal play?
It's not my place to comment. I mean, it's, the league does a good job of handling their end of things, just like I think teams do a good job of handling their teams.
What? How's your team doing? Handling things. The league does a good job handling their things. Is he on watch or something? By the league? Brad Marchand had to come to you. What was it? The Maple Leaf series. Didn't he go after Monty on the bench? Would you get on the refs a little bit? Remember that little thing they had? Hey, could you get after him a little? Meanwhile, he's out with concussion on a hit that we didn't even start talking about yet. Now that you saw the other angles of it. That's your response post-game? Your captain laid out? The league does a good job, as do the teams. Hands back in the pockets. Hands in the pockets.
So you're upset with Jim Montgomery, as I can tell.
If I was a Bruin, I would be.
So as a player,
I'm a talk show
you'd
host.
be pissed.
I'm a talk show host, so it doesn't matter. That's my coach. What would Belichick say? No effing comment. Then cut it. Right there at the beginning, he said, no comment. Then end it. Then you kiss the league's ass? You kiss the league's ass after that? Why is Don Sweeney talking today?
I'm not sure.
This is what I only hold out hope for by criticizing Montgomery. That Sweeney ran his ass downstairs and said, be careful. When you go to the podium, I'm handling it tomorrow.
So you think that's what today is about?
I'm giving Monty the day.
So the GM of the team is going to do the talking on the league.
Because he doesn't want his coach to get whacked, and he's got a series to still coach. You're still technically alive.
Okay.
As though you feel dead.
I
need to win 3 games in a row.
I actually believe the opposite of Jim Montgomery. I thought his answer on that, which was, in my mind, basically a no comment. I don't think I'd go so far as say kiss their ass. He said they do a good job.
I thought they kissed their ass.
Which right now they're not doing a good job.
Colin, what do you think? Huh?
I think I have a newfound respect for Jim Montgomery for how he handles his business after that game, because he knows, and he watched the game-winning goal. He knows that even if that goal is overturned, he doesn't believe his team wins that game last night, and he doesn't think it's about that call. He's pissed about it. He was pissed on the bench. He gave it to the officials in game. You can't deny him that. He didn't need anyone to prod him to go give it to the refs, because he did. But I think he looks at it and thinks to himself, we are not going to make this about that call. Our message here is not going to be that it's all about the call, because in his mind, as a coach, he knows he still has to try and win games in this series. Yep. That your job down 3-1 is now to try and win 3 straight. As improbable as that may be,
right.
If he gets too caught up in the refs hosed us, all of a sudden your focus is not on the things that you need to do better. It's about how you just got screwed and you're feeling sorry for yourself for what the refs did to you in game 4. So as a coach, I think he did the right thing last night. He's going to move on from that. He is not going to focus on that. He is not going to point to that as the reason they lost the game. They had a 2-0 lead in this game.
Yep.
And even if they disallow that goal with the way that game was trending, how do you feel about their chances of winning that game last night?
15-5 were the shots at that point with the 2-goal lead. And I understand that. And that's coaching 101. That's the way you do handle things.
They're not producing goals. They're not scoring enough. Offensively, it's a little stagnant, and he knows it, and that has to be his focus going into the next game. It can't be the refs. It can't be the bad call. They're down 3-1 now.
Tortorella, what would he do post-game? You're employed in a league where they pop coaches left and right. And it's really the one league where you can get out there and start bitching and try and control something, to try and get something to flip the way things are going at that time. It's hockey. His ass is on the line. He might get fired. I don't think he will this year. But damn it, if they lost to the Maple Leafs, I think he was gone. So it's like the one chance he's got to do something to generate something in this series. And I think it's only specific to hockey to where you can do that. Mazzulla can't do it. Belichick couldn't do it. I mean, what's it do for you in baseball in 162-game season? I don't know. To bitch like that, to bitch at umpires. But, man, that's the one time you can bitch, and it's him. And that was the spot for it. He didn't.
Generally, I would agree with you, Bertrand, and 99% of the time, I think bitching about the refs is just a loser mentality.
He's right. That is coaching 101. He's right on that.
But I think when you couple the Marchand thing with last night, being down 3-1, I think you got to try to light a fire under your guys, and it's us against the world. And I would go at the league. And you know what? It's us, nobody else. No one's going to have our back. We're going to have to take care of it. We've been screwed in back-to-back games. Our captain is out because of a call that you guys missed, and no punishment was made. And then you just blew that goal. And you're right. They got outplayed, and Florida probably is going to win that game. But that was egregious last night. Absolutely egregious.
I don't think there's any argument about how bad the call was. I don't think anyone is going to disagree here today about how horrendous of a call that was and how wrong they got it. Right? It was a bad one.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what do you want to make this about. They had all the motivation in the world last night going into it, losing Brad Marchand on a cheap shot. They did. And I think they came out with a little bit of an edge, but it didn't seem to last.
No, it didn't.
It feels like they were ready to go in that first period, and then they couldn't maintain the edge. They couldn't maintain what they brought into the building last night.
But that's correct. And they are absolutely 100% not as good as the Panthers. We know that as a team. But when you play like that and you're up 2-0, when the shots are 15-5 and you're on the 5 end of it, you need breaks like that to beat a team like that. You need that. You can't get screwed. You know, you're not good enough to be up 4-0 and, okay, we'll let one of those go in and not bitch about it. I mean, what do you think by not bitching about it? You're going to get the benefit of the doubt down in Sunrise tomorrow night? Huh. Yeah, good luck with that.
Like, Florida is the better team, it's clear, and that's why I think actually going after the refs makes a little sense, right? Like, if these are two even teams, and it's like, hey, we just got to play better and execute better, but you got to throw everything you can at the wall right now.
So everybody and their mother has seen the reverse angle shot of Marchand getting punched in the head. You know the league had it, and nothing was done about that. You couldn't suspend the guy. No suspension. Bleep ass call on the goal that shouldn't have been allowed. And I thought it was a ridiculous interference call on Lindholm. Good for McAvoy laying someone out early in the game. Looked like he came to play last night. At least he was here in the Crickets.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here.
For more Bruins analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.